It was a love of food, and in particular Indian food, that got Sonny into the culinary business. And over the years, her passion has grown stronger.
Cindy loves trying out different dishes, and her family provides her with an endless source of inspiration.
Describing herself as an obsessive foodie, awesome mum and devoted wife, Cindy invited Mishal to join at the chopping board, saying that Indian food belongs in the kitchen.
Cindy learned her culinary skills the traditional way, with her grandmother and mother passing on their home cooking recipes. She carved a career in IT before reinventing herself as a cookery teacher, specializing in Indian cuisine.
After spending what she describes as a lifetime in the technology field, Sonny decided to let her career take a backseat so that she could pursue her true calling. Cindy is passionate about healthy home-style Indian cooking and, more importantly, sharing that with others. Now, who better to learn than myself? Cindy, welcome to Mela.
Thanks, Mishal.
Now, what are we preparing today?
We have a lamb Rogan Josh, which is packed with spices and very, very, very aromatic.
All right, well, talk me through all these ingredients over here.
Okay, we've got some yogurt, ginger and garlic, black cardamom, white cardamom, and cloves. These are used for your marinade. Next, we have the onions, bay leaves, and cinnamon stick, and some curry leaves. Next is the tomatoes, which have been grated. We've also got some mixed masala, Kashmiri chili powder, salt, and garam masala.
Well, Cindy, why are you adding that last?
Well, the garam masala is made up of cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, all ground together, and some black pepper. And then when you add it at the end of the dish, it actually adds that added burst of flavor.
So are we going to start with marinating the meat?
To the meat, we're going to be adding some yogurt.
Okay.
The yogurt is there to help to tenderize the meat so that when it cooks, it actually softens beautifully. These spices have been toasted. Usually what I do is to break it, knock. That's it. Good job. And then you break it up, and then you find there's all the seeds. And if you smell it, it has this really, really, really strong
woody
scent. I'm actually gonna pop the cloves in also.
Okay.
So you're gonna get into a coarse sort of mixture. We don't want it totally fine. So you're gonna add these spices into the bowl.
Okay.
With the yogurt and the meat. I'm going to get the ginger and garlic ready. So it's about a teaspoon of each. And I'm using the fine grater. So it comes out really, really fine, because the last thing you want is biting onto ginger.
Ginger piece. Of course, it does have its health benefits, but in this meal, you wanted it to be cooked away.
Absolutely. And now I'm just going to mix everything in, massage it into the meat.
There we go, once again.
I'm gonna get down and dirty again.
Is some of the meat on the bone? And
yes, I actually prefer using normal meat pieces and meat on the bone, because I do believe that the bone actually has all of the flavor. So I'm gonna wash up quickly, and then we're gonna pop this into the refrigerator for about 2 hours.
okay. Well, we're going to pop this beautiful marinade in the fridge for 2 hours. If you can, it's even better overnight.
2 hours later, our meat is nicely marinated, and now we're gonna tackle the gravy.
Okay, let's do it. That you're going to need some oil as well as the onions.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna heat up some oil in a pan. It has to be an oven-proof pan because we're going to be putting it into the oven. And I prefer using a heavy-based pan because it retains the heat. So when you put it into the oven, it actually cooks in its heat with the lid on, and it actually cooks faster.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna add some oil to our pan.
It's quite a healthy dose of oil.
Well, I've actually removed most of the fat from the lamb. So therefore we'd actually try to accommodate by putting a little bit extra oil in.
Can I pass to the onions?
Yes. So I'm gonna add our onions. The onions, we're going to fry it until it's lightly browned. Next, we're going to be adding our whole spices with our curry leaf, cinnamon stick, bay leaves, and...
Oh, like a master.
Okay, so first in goes the mixed masala.
All of it?
All of it. We want it nice and spicy. Next is the Kashmiri chili powder. So now that our masala has cooked down a bit, we're going to be adding the tomatoes.
Oh, that looks spicy, Cindy.
It is going to be hot and delicious.
That looks so hot.
So once the tomatoes are nicely cooked and melted down, in goes the meat into the pot. So you want to coat the meat nicely with all of this gravy. Okay, so we're going to mix it in nicely, and you want to seal the meat in. So seal in all of that goodness before we actually put it into the oven, and then bring it to a nice boil.
And look at that lovely gravy forming on the side.
And that's exactly the type of gravy that you'd get, this nice thick gravy, and it's actually because of the yogurt that gives it that thick gravy. Next, we're going to add some salt, about a teaspoon. Now, as it starts to boil, I'm going to be adding some hot water. This is looking really good. I think it's perfect now. We can actually take it, pop it into the oven for 2 hours.
And on what heat are you putting it?
180 degrees Celsius.
180 for 2 hours. Won't it dry out?
Absolutely not. We're going to be putting the lid on, right? And because it's a heavy base pot, it retains heat and it actually cooks really nicely. We also added a little bit of water to accommodate if it actually starts, if the gravy starts reducing.
Oh, great. Okay, so that's 2 hours at 180 degrees.
Okay, so the lid goes on and into the oven.
Well, this is my favorite part, Cindy. Are we ready?
Yes, we are, but hold your horses, Mishal. We still have to put our garam masala and coriander. And now, so.
That is so flavorsome. After today, I know the secret to making the best Rogan Josh thanks to Cindy's top tips and expert guidance. If you'd like to know more about today's recipe, visit the Mela Facebook page and feel free to post pictures of your results.